Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video about Flyff Universe completely in English, yay! And today we're going to look at several different things that have been posted in the last couple of days. First of all, there's a new clip from Toffee, the moderator from the Flyff Universe official Discord, and the clip shows us basically that you can use a mobile gaming controller for Flyff Universe on your smartphone. I myself am not really a hardcore mobile player, so I'm not really too familiar with these mobile gaming controllers. I've never used them. I looked at them on Google right now. They're actually kind of expensive in my opinion, but yeah, if you want to spend that the money, if it's worth in your opinion, then you should probably go for it, because I think if you hold up your smartphone for, I don't know, at least 30 minutes or 60 minutes or several hours, that will probably not be very pleasant to your hands, to your fingers, and if you do that for, I don't know, several months or weeks, you will probably get some real problems. I think for longer gaming sessions on your smartphone, it's probably a good decision to invest the money and actually get a mobile gaming controller. Next up we have some Ranger skill gameplay, which I'm very excited about actually, because I think it looks really good. The skill damage I think is pretty good. You can see the 1v1 damage is between 1500 and 2000, depending on crit, no crit, high crit, low crit, and so on, of course. And in comparison with the skill damage looks actually very promising, because you have damage over time. With several skills you have AoE skills, of course, and stuff like that. So I think the skills from Ranger are looking very promising, as I already said. The only problem I have with that is that in the video I did before, you could see that in direct comparison with the other classes, you actually had a very low DPS for Ranger itself without using skills, and that was with the best possible equipment with level 105. So I'm curious to see what the skill DPS maybe from other classes looks at the same level in comparison with this Ranger clip right here. So next up we have the new Knockback Showcasing video. What does that mean? Basically, whenever you crit a monster, there's a certain chance to knock it back, or knock it up in this case, which means you not only crit, but you crit so strongly, or with such force, that the monster yeah, gets hit back, knocked back, then it falls into the ground, then it has to stand up, and only then if it's going to try to kill you again. The process, I'm not sure, it takes about 2 to 3 seconds, I guess, depending on where the monster lands and stuff like that. And it's very annoying, because whenever you knock back the monster, as I already mentioned, it falls into the ground, it doesn't move for a small amount of time. You have to go after the monster, and that also takes like 0.5, maybe 1 second, depending on your movement speed, and is basically a waste of time. Every time it happens, it's maybe a very small amount of time that you are going to lose. Still, it's very annoying, and I mean, if you kill thousands or hundreds of thousands of monsters, then it's actually quite a lot of time that's wasted there. And also, it's just annoying, and I will showcase you the new knockback right now, which basically means the monster won't get knocked back anymore. It will get knocked up. So this process is exactly the same, just the monster model stays in the same place, which is extremely convenient in comparison to the real knockback. And last but not least, we have a few screenshots. This one is the newest one from today. I'm not really sure about the intention, but when I remember the old days of Flyff, AGX with a bloody sword, also snowboarder suit was very popular back then. Rudolph hat male was extremely popular. All these sunglasses were extremely popular. So this is basically just a old generic blade cosplay, you could say, which just yeah, is a huge throwback to the old days. I mean, there are also some other really common or very popular cash shop combinations that were very popular back in the day, at least on the German servers. I mean, I can only speak for the German server because back in the day I only played on the old German servers. But yeah, I think it's a huge throwback, and I think everyone who played Flyff before 2010 can relate to this picture a lot. And we have this random book row staring at us for no reason. And then we have the comparison between the old weapon element effects and the new ones, which are currently active in Flyff PC. In this case, showcasing it with Guardian Swords, or Penguin maybe, I'm not sure about that. But however, you can see a clear difference between the designs. I mean, obviously most people know about these changes which they made in Flyff PC. Basically the old effects are very unclean, they're very pixely, not very detailed. I mean, most of them are just a huge amount of color, which, as I already said, it's not very detailed. You can't really see any design. It's just color. It's just lighting, basically. And in my personal opinion, I think the old fire effect is the only one which really stands out. It's also not that clean, but also yes, you have to keep in mind those are only screenshots, so I mean you can't really compare them too much or too good to each other. But I personally think the flame effect, also because of nostalgia of course, but also I think it's very, very cool that your weapon is actually on fire. Just the pure fact that your weapon is burning all the time is so cool, I think. So that plus the nostalgia gives it for me for the flame effect. But for any other effect, I have to say I like the new effects way more. They're very clean. Also I like the black lightning thunder strikes that are going around with the element design very much. And also when you look at this weapon, there's a clear difference. The new effect is green and the old effect is purple. That is because back in the day they, I guess, switched up earth and wind effect, which means that the old lighting of wind is purple, but it should have been green. And the old lightning effect, when you have wind on your earth on your sword, is green, and it should have been purple. So they actually messed up back then, and then they corrected their mistake with the later updates of the weapon lighting, which is also kind of hilarious because when you look at the old wind lighting, it may be original, it may be the old design, which is, I mean, a throwback, nostalgia, whatever. But it's actually a mistake. It should have never been purple. So that's actually pretty funny, I think. For the electric effect, I have to say I like the old effect also a lot, actually, way more than wind and earth, because it's a little bit more detailed, and also it has the same kind of like the fire one, this yellow orange-ish contrast, I guess, to the weapon, which is, I don't know, it's really cool to look at actually. But then again, you have the new, way cleaner version from Flyff PC, which is just the yellow lighting with these black lightnings, and just the mix of yellow and black itself is such a classic, such a cool design. It's hard to argue against it, I guess. And last but not least, we have the water effect, which again, the new one is just way more detailed, a little bit cleaner, and also they maybe put a little more thought into the design in general. There are also two new polls that have been posted in the last couple of days. One from just yesterday, poll number 13. Currently, if you have negative karma, you get negative karma by killing people with neutral positive karma. Your name will become red purple. It is possible to drop random items from your inventory when you are killed, including equipment. Should players with negative karma drop items upon death in PK? So there's a new poll to vote in if you want to, and there's also another poll which is basically already decided, I guess, from the 15th of April. Poll number 12, Sword Cross, the automatic debuff that gets applied by a knight two-handed weapon, currently also allows party members who hit the target with the debuff applied to receive double damage. It also works as a support debuff where fighting giants and bosses, as DPS classes can receive the double damage from it. Should it stay this way, or should Swordcross only work for the knight who applied the buff? So this is basically the follow-up to the DPS video, in which the blade basically stole away the Swordcross buff from the knight, which led to the knight dealing way less damage than he can on his own. And basically the two options are keep it the way it is, or only knight should be allowed that Swordcross he can receive double damage and nobody else can receive the double damage. And following poll number 13, which again was the PK system poll, is also a suggestion from the community that the PK system should be revamped into having less punishments, you could say. So you would remove the XP loss on death from a player and also remove equipment drop from players, which is that is the current PK system basically. Then you can read it for yourselves, I guess. You can add PK tokens or something similar like that, which you can get from monsters. Different monsters get you different amounts of tokens. Those tokens can be stolen from other players when they kill you, but they get negative karma if they kill you. Then if you have negative karma, they drop more tokens or all of their tokens, and the tokens can be spent in a NPC shop, which gives you maybe some cool items for a reasonable price. Basically just keep an eye out for those polls, take an active part into the developing process, and if you have a good idea or you think you have a good idea, then let the moderators in the Discord server know. Then people can vote for your suggestion, and maybe your suggestion makes it into the game. And that's basically the video. Whenever there's more information about the game, more updates, news, whatever to be posted, I will probably make a video about it. And thanks for your comments in English, there were quite a lot. So yeah, if you keep those up, then the next video won't be too far away at this point. But I also don't want to talk you guys into commenting every single video if you don't really want to. But yeah, if there's new information that you guys are interested in, you can also let me know by commenting any other video, I guess. I mean, I read every single comment normally. If YouTube doesn't decide to block them in some kind of way. So yeah, just let me know and I will make a new video about it. See you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.